and welcome to October's instalment. This month I'm going to be taking this yarn, chunky, 2 lots this weight, and I'm going to be dyeing it and then crocheting it into this beautiful blanket. It's called a Mitred Granny Square blanket, and I am going to be using, let's pop this by there. Oh. I'm going to be using a silvery grey, so a light grey. I'm going to be using a lovely charcoal grey, which is a darker one, almost black really, but not quite, hopefully. I don't really know how the dye is going to take with this yarn because I haven't used this yarn before. And each pure wool, is the rougher it is, the less not control, that's the wrong word, the less predictable the uptake of the dye is. So, what did I say? We have the silvery grey, we have a charcoaly grey, then I'm going to do like a woad blue, because we did a dye with Jenny Watts in the shop Ammonite Yarns in Pontyclean, and the colour was really lovely, a lovely shade of blue, and I want to work with that, so that's really nice. I'm glad I found something that I can use it on for my own enjoyment. And then I think we're going to finish off, because we need 2 lighter colours and 2 darker colours, so finishing off then with a navy blue. The only trouble is, as you can see, this is one skein. It's a bit big, and none of my pots are really big enough to dye this in one go, but that's what I got to try and do. So it's probably going to go wrong, but it's for my own use anyway, so I'm willing to give it a try. But I thought you might like to see me make a mess of it and then turn it into something lovely and beautiful. So that's what we're going to do next. I'm going to go now and add the dyes to the pot, heat it up, and then I'm going to turn this around to show you me popping it into the dye. Okay, there we go then. Let's turn you around. So we're going to get ready now to dye our first big kilo. I'm going to move this out of the way. We're going to be using a silvery grey. It's getting a bit dark now in the studio, so apologies for not the best of light. But is this or nothing tonight, sorry. So let's have a go. Now, ordinarily, I would have a mask on. Why haven't I got a mask on? I'll tell you why. Because of coronavirus, I've been using all of my work masks on the times that we've had to go to the hospital for appointments. And this is just a one-off. This is safer than catching coronavirus, apparently. So, hot water now. So I'm not putting any citric acid into the dye bath because I want a fairly even colour. So I'm just going to make use of the citric acid that the yarn has been soaking itself in, and then it will give me that nice even colour. Hopefully, depending on the yarn, because as I said, this yarn can be unpredictable. Whoa! That's kind of my eyesight in this light. duster. Where's my big white one? There it is. So I'm going to get myself a little helper pot, because plastic got too hot too quickly then for me. Don't want to do that again. So we're going to fill it up with water. It's all hot there. And we're going to lie the yarn in there. This is grey, is a mix of several colours. We're going to let that sit for a little while so that all of the colours open up, mix and make the proper grey that we're looking for, instead of being maybe a bluey grey with red speckles or a reddy grey with blue speckles. So see you in a minute. That's been sitting nicely. It's going to be well mixed. The light is really failing quite bad here. I'm going to carry on because I don't have time to do this tomorrow. So here we go. This is our giant hank. Giant. Grab it by the ties so that I don't get it all tangled. And I'm just going to have to plop it in. Like that. You can see that there. So. Pick it up. Here we go. Because there isn't any citric acid in it, I'm not too worried about it going on my hands. I'm just getting it distributed well. Go. Get a bit of light on there, can you see that? I quite like that. I'm just trying to see whether or not nope, we're going to top that up with some, I don't think we have to actually, we'll just push that down, pop the lid on, and then that is ready to go into the oven. On to the next three colours. So as the light was getting the better of us last night, I decided to just leave the trays in overnight, which I would do usually anyway for custom orders or for shop orders, but for myself I tend to just want to get on with it. But look at this now. What time is it now? It is 10:30 in the morning. I popped these in the oven, I think around about, let's have a think, I don't know, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock last night. Turned the oven off at 9 o'clock. And so that's at least, it was 13.5 hours that the oven was off. And it's still hot. Can you see the steam coming off there? Not, well, it is hotter than I'd wash my dishes. But it means that the dye is really nicely and very well exhausted. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to wash the excess. Well, there isn't any excess dye, so I'm going to wash off the citric acid. Going to add a conditioner because this is going to be for my bed, so I want it to be, once I've made the garment, I want to be able to just put it straight on my bed without having to wash it, because it's going to be a big thing, big double size hopefully, depending on how much coverage we get with the yarn that I've dyed. So yeah, let's do that then. This is that charcoal colour. Put it in the sink. There we go. Ooh, look at that blue, beautiful. So this is the woad blue. Nice one. You see how clear that water is? It's still hot as well. They're all still hot, each pan. The navy, wow. That's a deep. Lovely colour. Ow. I'm alright, mother. Right, so now we have the lovely main colour, the grey. And this is what we call a silvery grey because it's a lighter grey. It's on the light scale. Wait, hang on. This is going to be too heavy for me, so I have to pull him over like that. Let's move it forward so you can see me wash it. So this is, you know, dry, this is a kilo. Wet, I dread to think what it is. Here's the blue, navy, lovely. The woad blue. Charcoal. silver. So I'm going to use this to prop it up, to let the excess liquid drain down the sink. Okay, so I think I'll speed up this next section because it's going to be pretty boring otherwise. So they've just come out of the spin dryer. Here's that lovely woad blue. And then our navy, which I like the fact that in some places it's a lighter version and then others darker. Because it is a hand-dyed yarn, so you want that to come across, don't you, in your finished item. Then this is the charcoal, which is another lovely colour. And then our grey. Actually, looking at the charcoal there, that's a truer version than when we were over here. Oh, there we are, let's keep this colour this time. There we go. So, my next job is to dry these. How I'm going to dry this, I don't know, because it's very thick. But dry them, and then I've got to ball them up. So I think I'm going to do a separate video, balling this off the back of a chair, just for anyone else that goes and buys themselves a kilo of this yarn and wants a little bit of heads up on how to not get yourself in a complete tangle. A little tangle like I did with these ones when I was winding them, but not a complete tangle. Right then, to the drying.